Dollar Tree Crochet.
Okay, so I just got off of my live making this evil eye pattern, and now I'm going to do the bottom part, and I figure I'm just going to make a video here, so maybe y'all want to hang out with me, those of you who saw me. I found some beige color, kind of my skin color, so I always try to do everything my skin color, just because that's me. So the first row, let's see, I made the other one a little too, I needed more increases as I went. So I'm not gonna decrease until the end, till like 2 or 3 rows in. So let's start with 8 single crochets. Let me hold it up here so y'all can see. The other one I didn't count very much, right? Because I was too busy talking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this yarn is the one that Allegra gave me that I have tons of up there on my shelf behind me. Okay, 8. It's an older yarn. It's a lot scruffier, which I like on things that I'm going to use a lot. You know, you don't feel like it's too delicate. And okay, so 8, and then the next row is going to be increase in each spot. You know, just how we do our regular circles. You know that there's a pattern, right, to circles. You do your every row that you increase after the second row is you're just adding whatever you added, whatever, however many stitches you started out with, that's what you're adding into that row. But the way we accomplish that without having to count it, and they can be even, is we do, let's say the 8 in the original circle, right? 8. And then the next row we double it because 8 and 8 is 16. Are we doing math, people? Tell me we're not doing math. And then in the next row, you will put 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch, 1 single crochet and increase, and that gives you a total of 8 increases that you put in there. So instead of counting 8, it's already done with this little formula. And then the next row would be you work up in numbers in between the stitches. So sorry. This is going to be an unedited video, and you're going to watch me yawn throughout this. You can tell I still have my gown on. Oh my gosh. Angie, you're not supposed to tell them these things. So then now we're at 2, the first circle of 8, and then we have double in each one, so that's 8 and 8, 16. And this next row we will do 1 in that same stitch. I always do chain 1 as a step up, so that doesn't count as a chain. We go into that same space, we do 1, and then we do an increase, and that is going to be our pattern. 1 single crochet and an increase in this one, so 2 single crochets in this one, and then 1, and then 2 single crochets in the next one. So let's see, I'm gonna put my arm down a little bit because they're kind of hurting there. Where was I? That was 1, and then this one should have been an increase. Okay, so that's just a pattern, and as you go, the next row is 2 single crochets and an increase, and then the next row is, since I'm talking, I'm having to look here. The next one is 3 single crochets and an increase. The next one is 4 single crochets, and it makes it a flat little circle. So this little pouch that I have here that I'm covering comes from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to show you. Hold on a second. After we finish this row, I'm going to show you. So if you guys are just starting out, use those stitch markers to know where your first stitch was. But I always know because I've already been crocheting for such a long time. This is my first, let's see, let me point. This one right here is my first stitch. And I know I'm gonna go there. And use stitch markers to help you, and then pretty soon you'll know what it looks like. Okay, and this one is double, and then you know that one where you chain to where you made the, are you here? Come on, want to focus? Anyways, you don't go into this. This is not a stitch right here. That's where I connected it with the slip stitch. So if you're just learning, there's a lot of little things. And you know what? Not even if you're just learning, because I've been crocheting my whole life and I just learned those things recently on YouTube. So this is a little pouch that I bought at the Dollar Tree, and it says, "You got this." But I keep my little microphones. I can't talk, sorry. Microphones in here. It's upside down. In here. And they're so cute. They're $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, which still chaps my hide that they're $1.25. So you can make anything. I was like, oh, look, that could be a burger. It could be a spaceship. What other things could it be? A yo-yo. Well, yo-yo would be kind of, but it could just be a design, or it could be a flower. Yeah, so many things that you can make on that. And then I have my hot glue gun ready because I'm going to glue it on. Did I still have this on? Oh no, I better turn it back on. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4th row. I did my single crochet step up. And, single crochet, my chain step up, and now I'm going to do 2. Since the previous row we did 1 increase, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, and then in the 3rd one we will increase. And this will keep this circle flat. And you know, you can just count. 1, 2, increase. The next row will be 1, 2, 3, increase. Okay, I need to stop talking because I need to get this right, because I want it to be a little flatter than the other, so I can know. For the next, I'm gonna buy more. I wanna buy more of these, so y'all have to watch for what I'm gonna make. I love that I learned that. I never knew, when all these years I had been making circles, I just struggled and never knew that there was a pattern to it. And once I learned that, boy, it changed my life. It did, because it made me more free to be able to make whatever that is a circular pattern, and I could make it bend when I wanted it to bend. When you want it to bend, you stop adding increases. But yeah, it'll help you, and then you can determine, you know, by looking at whatever you want to do. If you're freehanding it, winging it without a pattern, at least you know how to make a flat circle and how to let it start bending by not increasing it all. Then it'll start to, make a circle, mound. Okay, so this is 2 increase, and then now I slip stitched it, and I'm gonna make my little chain step up. Well, I say that, it sounds easy, right? My chain step up. There it is. It wants to focus on my face. That's what I need to do. Okay. And then I will start my next round. So I did 2, we got to kind of measure and see if where we're at. I want it to stay flat to about right here. So maybe 1 or 2 more rows. So there was, 2 single crochet. So now we're going to do 3. So into that same space, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to increase. You can't even see, sorry. In here. Have y'all not been able to see what I've been doing? Okay, so I should put it in front of my face because it wants to focus on my face. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And you're watching it from the back side. And when you do it this way, Your increase will always land over the other increase. I didn't tell you what kind of hook I'm using. That was 3. 2.5, that's going to be upside down to you, but 2.5 millimeter. You can use whatever size you want, but the smaller the better, I think. If you have it too big, it won't look so nice and neat. You'll see holes through there. And smaller hooks make things smaller. Bigger hooks make things bigger. If I get off count, y'all scream at me so I can go back and fix it. You know I can't hear you. Okay, now let's go do some measuring. And look, that's flatter. That's what I should have done with the other one. It started to go a little rounded too early, but it was okay because if it's like that, it doesn't matter. You're going to glue it on here. I hot glued it starting in the center and then working around the edge. You see how I made that to where it just barely overhangs on that. Looks nice. Okay, let's see. One more row. Yes, one more row. So we're going to do, if we had 3 in the previous row, what are we going to have now? We're going to do 4 single crochets, 2, 3, 4, increase. That's going to be our repeat pattern for this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. Now, if you get off count, it's not the end of the world. I was about to make just another single. It's not the end of the world. Look at it. If it's not affected, just keep on going. Look, I was going to see if I had enough. We're down to this. Am I going to make it? Okay, so if you ever lose count of where you're at and how many rows, you just look at your rows. This was the original 8. This is your increase in every one. 1 increase. 2 single crochets, increase. 3 single crochets, increase. 4 single crochets, increase. So your next round is going to be 5. But I'm not done with 4. So, but that's how you count it. So you won't lose track, okay? That might be a little bit better right here for you. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. These stitches are tiny, and this is a very kind of rough kind of yarn. I don't know what it is. It's one I think I got from Allegra. So it's nice for things you're going to use all the time, and I'm going to be using this case a lot. 1, 2, 3, and I got off count because usually at the end you should have, this is number 4, we should have an increase, but I got off count somewhere. That's okay. Don't worry about it. This is not a stitch. See, where are you? This is not a stitch. That's where I joined the previous row to this one. This is our first stitch. And like I said, use a stitch marker if you need. So now I'm going to chain 1. I always chain 1 to step up. Do I need another one? Now I think that we might start with just single crochets all the way around. You see how we made it flat, so on the flat part of it, and now we want it to start to curve down. So let's just do single crochets. We don't have to count anymore. Now we can think about other things. We can talk to other people. And my husband used to walk by and I was counting. He would ask me something and I'd start counting louder. It took him a little while to figure out I'm counting. And so he would wait to ask me a question or whatever. So put your stitch marker in. Like sometimes I like to count, and I know that every time I have to put a stitch marker in between something, you know, I have to stop real quick. I put some sort of marker, even if it's just a thread that's a different color, that I went 10 in increments of 10. I make it to the 10 and then I stop. So figure out your own way to how it works in your brain. Yeah, these little stitches are working my hands. They're pretty tight, and I'm not trying to work tight. It's just that this yarn is kind of rough and the hook is small, and I'm just crocheting the way I do, moving my hands the way I do. So if you need to slow the video down to see what I'm doing, I'll do some slow stitches too, so y'all can watch. But we're just doing single crochets all the way. Yes, I'm gonna need 2 more rows at least. Okay, let's keep that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows. I wonder how many I made in the other one since I wasn't following a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on this one. We might have to do 10 on this one. But what row did we say this was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. Uh-oh, we're gonna play yarn chicken. Look at that. Are we gonna have enough? Hope so. See how it's starting to bend? That's what happens when you just do single crochets in a circle. It wants to go down. So it's like when you're making a hat. This is what you do also. So this technique of counting your rows and stuff is really, really good. And if you use a bigger hook, you're going to be able to make a hat. You can make a bowl. Look at that. That's pretty stiff. Wow. I like this yarn. Not for a hat, but for the bottom of this case, yeah. Okay, let's see. And for a hamburger, can you imagine? You make this as the hamburger bun. You put white little seeds on here, or beige, light beige seeds for a seeded bun. And then you put a brown puffy part here for the meat. And possibly maybe let that just be the meat. And then when you do the brown here, you will put the green ruffly for the lettuce and a little triangle coming out for the cheese, and maybe some red for a tomato. Maybe that would be underneath the meat because it's a circular one. Anyways, okay, so what did we say? That we might need 1 more. Do you think we can do it out of this? I think we can. Let's see. Let's see. People, cross your fingers. Step up. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Let me count the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're starting round number 9 of single crochets only. Round number 9. We're gonna make it. Okay, the end of round 9, and look, we're barely making it. Yay! We won yarn chicken. Okay, we better not need another row, because then we're not gonna win yarn chicken. I'm gonna end it right here. And we had this much left over. Look at that. That's gonna go into my little mushroom scrap strings. Okay, we're gonna pull this a little tighter. And we're not gonna worry because this is gonna be glued down, so I can cut that. Actually, I'm just going to pull this out and pull it push it to the back, pull it to the back, just like that. And I'm gonna cut it because it's gonna be glued down also. But don't want to cut it too short. Okay. So what I usually do when I put these in, see how this is, I want that in. I'm going to make sure there's glue right there so that doesn't come undone. So I go around and I'm going to Make sure it goes around everything. Yep. Oh, I didn't make this part. Okay, we're leaving it now. We have it where we want it, so we're going to put our thumb. Let me adjust it a little bit more. We can always just pull or push back if we need to. We want it to just go over, match that just a little bit so it looks nice and even. We'll put our thumb where we want the center, where the center is, and we'll take our glue gun and we can just add some glue right there and then glue that down. Pop it back down. Turn it around and we'll get the other side. Don't let your finger off of there because it's still cooling down and drying. So now the center part is glued down. Want that in there too, yay. The more secured down it is, the better. Let it cool down. Alrighty. Go around and look at it again. Make sure that we can just... Okay, let's finish gluing this on. So, when we glue this on here, I always put just a little bit there, but around the edge, you can put some glue there, and then you just pop it down. And on this case, you can go right to the edge because this will go here, and then you can kind of push it up if it's too far down, or you pull it down if you need it to meet that edge right there. You know what? I'm going to make like a little, the strap is going to come off of here. Okay. And so we'll be careful because we don't want to pull it up on the part that we just glued. So we put a little glue up here in my end frame. Then we put it along the black. And we can get really close to this area here because it's not near the zipper. And see how you bring it down and it seems like it's a little too far down? You just kind of fix it up a little bit, push it up a little bit, put it where you want it. And then rub up here because that's where you put some glue also. And that way it gets stuck into, and it's in the shape of this little container. I'm just going to do this whole thing real quick, and then right here at the end. Oh, I got on that black. That's okay. That's okay, Angie. Don't fuss over it. Don't try to fix it. Just press it down and let it be. When I try to fix things, they look worse. So just let it be. It is what it is. That glue is not going to be seen too much there. I think this is glued up already too. Okay. You know how to get rid of all of these little strings of glue is that you either can take tape and tap it, or you can take a blow dryer or your heat gun and just lightly go over it, and they just melt into the work. Okay, guys, that's how you do it. So should I keep you here while I make a strap? Because I think I need to sew it onto this because I don't want it to come off. How do y'all like that, guys? Now I have this little case here. I can just open up. It's stuck on the inside. And that's all from the Dollar Tree. If you buy Dollar Tree yarn, you'll have everything from Dollar Tree. You can buy the Dollar Tree hook. They have hooks there. And they're pretty good. You know, once you get used to crocheting, then you will go into better hooks, whatever you find that you like better. But I'm not very picky, so these are from Amazon, I believe. And if you go to my channel, I think I have the link to buy these. The set of these is not very expensive at all. So don't spend a lot of money when you're first starting, guys. Alrighty, hope you like this evil eye little case. I'm gonna make a hamburger next. Haha. Bye.